Hey guys. Okay, so today we are trying shrooms. We already prayed over it. We talked to our ancestors, spirit guides, and higher powers. So I think we're gonna be good. I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Bae's making hers, and we just gonna share the experience with you guys. I'm really excited. I've been wanting to try this for a long time. I'm not nervous. I'm in a good space. I already talked to, my ancestors and them and told them, do y'all bit one? Yeah. Do y'all bit one? How you feel? Dang, you ain't going to toast with me?
She don't want to toast. This ain't no drink. Not just playing here. Why you fix your face, girl? Ashy lips.
My lips ain't ashy.
They was very ashy.
No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't. They was not ashy. Sorry.
No.
It's Mike down the hatchet. We will be keeping y'all updated. So, and so y'all, we literally didn't even take it. It hasn't even been 20 minutes. Babe, how you feeling? Cause what is going on, yo? Cause I don't want to be in there. I want to sit on the porch. It's hot out here. You just said let's get. You just said let's get up and go in the house when we was playing the game together.
Yeah, cause I think it was the lightest.
Melon, I'm showing them this nut ass gum.
It's not hot.
I had to spit that out, cause no. How you feeling?
Normal.
Same. Nothing yet, guys. We'll be checking back in. See y'all. So we're back. How you feeling?
I was hitting a little bit.
You feel it?
Yeah.
Well, mine, I can see the lights, like a little bit. Like it's slowly happening, guys. It's slowly happening.
Yeah. So.
We'll be back. She thinks trees, or she waiting for them to start talking. I want them to talk.
No, you said they talk.
But you said they not talking to you yet. That's what you're anticipating. I am too. I want them to start walking or something. But this is what we looking at right now, yo.
I'm looking at that tree.
But she looking at the tree. Over there. Right there. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's a little bush tree. Right there. But she thinks it's alive. It's like, no. She said it looks like it's 3D.
It look like it's what?
3D.
You said 30.
I didn't say that.
30D.
I didn't say that.
You did say that. But okay.
I said 3D. I know what I said.
I feel like that need to be correct.
You said that 100
times.
times.
About to go in the Trippy house.
Who Trippy house? Is it Trippy house? Where? That middle balcony? Talk!
What's wrong?
Now she trying to act like it's me. She was just saying some shit out her mouth. She just said she thought the tree was 3D and some other shit. I just feel really good. Like, boom, what it is, y'all. You already seen them past videos. Y'all know what just happened. And this literally was last night, this morning. And we basically want to tell y'all where we left off at. As y'all can see, Bae made breakfast. She really don't do stuff like this, so I know it really hit home for her. And they don't want to get up and cook breakfast. So, what do you want to start, Bae?
Alright, so first of all, we've been looking for this room for like a long time. Finally found it and came across it. 100% honest, my experience was horrible. I don't want to say it was horrible. It was like bad, but good, if that makes sense. It was more so like I learned a lesson for me to wake up more. I've got a lot of problems that I'm dealing with within myself and us.
Let's start the story.
Yeah.
So, all right, we had the shrooms. We was watching a movie called all right, we was playing these cards called Icebreaker After Dark. This was when we first ate the edible. After you seen us eat the sandwich, we went outside. It's all the other stuff. So right after the last video where we were showing like the trees and all that stuff, that's when it started hitting. So we were sitting outside and then it was like, let's go.
I kept saying the ground looked dirty.
She kept saying like, but she was
balcony.
coming off so aggressive, and I'm just like, yeah, something happening. It's brewing. And
I
I'm just
wasn't
like,
aggressive then.
yeah, she was. She was like, the ground, get up. I don't want you sitting on the ground. He's playing with trouble. And I sat on nothing. We keep our porch clean. We literally scrub it with bleach, water, ammonia, fucking everything. We keep because we got dogs. So like sometimes like they get excited, they might pee a little bit, but that's about it. And we clean it. So that was that. Then we came into the room. I'm just naturally like a happy person. Naturally. So we was watching a movie. They say you should watch something, happy. What was the movie called? It was the one with the
Inside Out or something.
Yeah, Inside Out. Boom. So we supposed to been watch it and see who was who. I was Joy. She never said who she was. So I was like, oh, that's how I be like, relating to the character. But when she came into the room, before we when we came back into the room, she came back into the room, and this was when I had left her outside. I was like, oh yeah, I need to, step away and just do my own thing. Like, I'll be back in the house. She's like, an hour. She came in like 10 minutes later, and I was talking to my sister, my oldest sister, and she was on the phone with her boyfriend. So I was just like, wait. I was like, where's these pictures? Because I wanted to add her. I want to experience life with my sister because she's going through her own thing. And that's a whole other story. But I started looking at the pictures, and all the pictures it was one of me and my sister. It was a couple of me and Babe, like our engagement pictures and all of that stuff or whatever. And then it came down to like my grandmother and grandfather was in one picture. My brother that passed was in one picture. Her cousin was in one picture. And then it was other little miscellaneous things. So I just had them laid out on the bed. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself some other stuff as far as like my sister and all of that stuff. And then she came walking in the room. I handed her the picture of her cousin. She just lost it. And I'm just like, oh shit. Did I truly you? So I'm sorry, I'm just thinking away.
She put the pictures away, but I do not know why that picture triggered me like that. I just don't understand why that picture.
She never really got a chance to. I feel like she hold a lot of stuff in, so she never really got a chance to express how she felt when losing her cousin. So like, she lost it, and then I was like, "Are you okay?" She was like, kind of like pushing me away because that's the type of person she like don't like people. She don't cry for real. And out of the entire 3 years and some change, this is probably the 5th time I've seen her cry. Probably the 4th.
And it was like, I know the type of person Bay is. Like, she very, like she said, she a happy person. She always a caring person, always want to help somebody or whatever. But I don't know, I just had this, like, I felt like every time she would say something, she was leaning back towards that picture, and it was just triggering me every time. So I'm like thinking, I'm really thinking like, why you messing with me? Like, why you picking at me? Like,
and she kept saying that, and I'm just like, I said with this experience, it's stuff that you supposed to see and feel that you need to let out because it's a cleansing. Like, she wasn't saying that. She just saw that I was pressing up her buttons, which I didn't feel like I was. I just kept asking, was she okay? And she ended up leaving the room. So I felt myself, not my outer self, felt like I should go after her to make sure she's okay. But I had a voice in my head said, no, she need to feel this on her own. Don't keep chasing behind her. None of that. I was just like, you know what, I'm just sitting in the bed and keep watching.
I come out here, on the living room is dark, right? So I can see Bella, I can see Sage. I'm sitting right there, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's dark in here, but I can see clear.
This was last night, y'all.
Yeah, so when I came in here from out of the room after that happened, I was just looking, and then it just like, everything got dark. Like it was like, I couldn't see Sage, I couldn't see Bella. And I was just
this
like,
is my first time hearing this.
and I'm
show.
like, what the hell? So I'm still sitting there, I'm like, I open my eyes and I could see again, like I could see. And then it did it again, I got scared. I'm like, I'm going back in the room.
So she came back in there. She still had tears in her eyes, but she had got herself together. And then she started laughing for a little bit. We kept watching the movie, and it got to the point, I'm never going to forget this movie in that aspect of us eating the shrooms. Never. In my life, I will never forget the movie. So the girl, Joy, I consider myself Joy. Always helping people, making sure everybody okay, putting others before myself, thinking I'm Miss Fix It. Like, that's just how I am. Like, so it got to a point I was like, dang, that's just how I am, trying to run up the cliff, trying to make sure everybody okay, tiring myself out, not thinking about me ever. Next thing you know, she gets to going in on a character. She was like, look at her. She just don't never want nobody to fucking help her. She just always thinking about herself. I'm like, damn, why you say that? She was like, just look at her. She just don't want nobody to help her. She just thinks she just.
The only reason why I said that, because sadness, she kept pushing her away. Like, yes, she was sad and her energy was off, but in that movie, sadness was a big part of her too. And I just felt like she kept pushing her away. Like, that's how I felt about it.
I got it when Joy kept pushing sadness away, which was because, like, with sadness comes a lot of misery, disappointment, but
she wasn't
you
trying
also
to.
have to feel that sadness, which she should be feeling in those moments when she feel like she just hold everything bottled it up. Next thing you know how you shake up a champagne bottle and eventually that bitch pop open, explosion. That's her. Aquarius. They hold shit in, then out of nowhere is an explosion. So she got it going in, but you know how you could take yourself out of the situation. Something said she's directing that anger at you. And I was like, so that's how you feel about me? And she looked at me, y'all, and when I tell y'all, she just like lost it on me. She lost it on me. And I was just like, I was speechless. I was real speechless. I'm like, damn. Well, I know I prayed before we ate the edibles. I mean, we ate the shrooms, and I asked the universe to reveal, shit that I should know and all of that stuff. And I was just like, wow, I couldn't do nothing, like no back and forth. I really just had to leave the room. I was just like, thank you for letting me know how you really feel. Because it was other stuff she said that I'm not going to say on camera because it's none of your business. But it just like, whatever. Like, she felt that way. And then I was just like, well, why are you crying? And then she looked at me and she lost it again. It was like, oh my God. And when I say I looked at her and she's screaming, I'm just like, her face got distorted in my head. She was not herself. Like, when I say, like, it was like a monster. And I'm just looking like, I just immediately got up. And me normally, like, instead of, like, I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. And instead, I was gonna leave. I was gonna get in my car and just drive. Where was I going? I don't know, but yeah. But something was like, no. Grab your purse, grab your keys, but sit on that balcony. And I just sat out there, and I was just in my head, just going back and forth with myself, like, and I just felt all these hands just like touching me, like I just felt nothing but chills. If I could lift that veil up, I know it was my peoples, like, just holding on me, like, it's okay, like, you needed to know this is what you asked for, now what you gonna do with this information. So I'm just sitting out there minding my business, and I'm gonna let her go back to what happened in the room, because I still don't know what happened.
So when they left out the room, I more so just laid down and I kept looking at different pictures and stuff like that, and then like
Pictures
on,
of what?
on Instagram, like the reels and stuff.
And I told her you supposed to like put your phone down because something in the phones and stuff that can trigger you to something. That's why I really wasn't in my phone. The only time I got in my phone was when I was talking to my sister, like just texting her.
So I like I said, I was looking at basketball stuff and that made me start crying. I don't know why, but that triggered me negatively, not positive. It was negative, and then someone just like, I'm just crying. I've been crying for like 30, 45 minutes straight. I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, what is wrong? I end up texting Bae. I'm like, bro, I really need you. Like, I am going through it. Like, that's how bad it was.
Mind you.
But she didn't come back. She stayed.
I didn't even see that message. I didn't see it. I'm gonna tell you when I saw it.
She stayed where she was going, and then where she was, and then someone just like, what the fuck is this chick trying to tell me? So I was like, let me go back to that picture. So I went to the picture of my phone, and I was just sitting there, and I'm just like, I lost it again instantly. Like, I don't know. That never happened with that picture. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what it was, but that picture fucked me up, like, for real. But yeah.
So eventually I'm sitting outside and
sorry. So within that, my nose got real stuffy, so I couldn't like breathe almost. Like I got allergies, so I got stuffy nose or whatever, probably because I was crying and stuff, but I couldn't really breathe. But anyway, I started sitting there laying down, and I was looking at the bed. It was like these little lines, like it looked like lifelines, but it was colorful going around the, you know how on the thing, it was going around the bed, like on the poles like that. And I was just looking, and then the fan kept going like this, like switching side to side. And I'm just sitting there, and then I was like thinking, I'm like, damn, I was so wrong. Like I was wrong. Like I need to go apologize to her. And it was so much things that I was saying, like how to come apologize or whatever. But when I went out there and apologized, all I said was, I apologize. But it was so much more that was going through my head. Like I could not speak on it.
And when she opened the door, it was so aggressive. I jumped, like, cause I was talking to my ancestors, like they was letting me know, like, you're fine, you're okay, you're gonna be good, all this and all that. So I'm just like, I just looked at it. I was kind of scared. I didn't even look in her face real, because like I said, the last time I seen her, her face shifted. She looked distorted, like she looked at like not herself, and it scared the fuck out of me. Like that was not my wife, but it was her. It was another version of her. So I sat out there, and then something was like, she left, she went back where she went. Something was like, you need to talk to us. And I'm like, how? And I'm just like, they was like, go on your phone and find a guided meditation that you're comfortable with and lay on the ground. I'm like, huh? I'm not laying on this ground. I was actually scared because I thought she was going to bust back out there. And like, I was scared of her. I was scared. I'm not even going to lie. I was scared. I was scared to go out there and lay down on the ground and meditate. I felt like something was going to happen. So someone was like, I don't want to go inside because I don't want nothing to happen either. So I was like, it was like, you ain't got shit to be scared of. And I was like, okay. I was like, so now what? Found the meditation. It was like, so I was like, I'm just going to go in the room and lock the door and lay on the blowout bed that's in there for guests when they come. So I lay down, the guided meditation. I got what my trip was about, because I have a problem with control. I have a problem with allowing people to help me. I have a problem with letting my guard down. I have a problem with feeling vulnerable. I don't like it. I'm just like, I was born in survival mode. I've been through a lot of shit. So in this guided meditation, it was like, normally I can pick where I'm at in my meditations and, you know, dream of the things that I really want. It was a guide to success one. So as I was laying there, excuse me, as I was laying there, I wanted to be underwater. So I was underwater. It was kind of fluorescent lights, but it was, what?
That was a 2.
It was a 2? Oh, thank you. That was trash. Anyways, it was like, but in like while I was like laying there, it was just like shit going like this, like trying to prevent me from seeing what's to come. There was so much black negativity just like pulling like around me, and I'm just like, move, 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 move. I was supposed to shed some shit too. I eventually got through all of that. I was like on a stair thing. It was saying you have to descend to be able to get where you're supposed to in a meditation. And I was just like walking. Each step I took, my body got heavier. So it was like almost like I was astral projecting. But I still felt myself there, but I couldn't open my eyes and I couldn't move. So I was just laying there and I was still in a meditation state. I just remember a whole bunch of, like, finally the black stuff started lifting. It was a 20-minute meditation. It took about 10 minutes for all of that to move, for me to be able to physically move all of that stuff out my way, to be able to see clearly of where I'm supposed to be going. I just remember a whole bunch of brown figures just surrounding me, and I'm just being embraced, like hugging me. Like I lost it. I lost it. Like I'm getting emotional now thinking about that shit. Like they was like, you are going to be okay. Everything is damn. Everything.
You good.
Everything, y'all, SHROOMS is powerful. Like, anyway, everything is working itself out. You are on the right path. Just know that we got your back through whatever. She was like, they was like, you can't save everybody. You can't save her. She gotta want it for herself. Like, you gotta put yourself first for once. Like, the pushing away and all that stuff, you don't deserve that. That's just all the stuff they were saying. And I was just like, no, but I can't leave her. I can't do this. And it was like, you gotta let her go on that journey alone. She has to figure it out. If she want things to work, she gonna have to figure it out. And this is just us being vulnerable to y'all. We're not going nowhere. We're not doing nothing. But I can honestly say that
I feel like our stories kind of connected in the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause like how she just said that, like it got to the point where.
Hold on, you about to get to the wake up part?
Yeah.
Oh. So I'm still being held and hugged and talked to. They was just like, that was what my trip was about. Cause my sister was like, I was telling her that when I was texting in the room, when we were still in there, when I was looking at the pictures, she was like, if you are in this positive ass space and you seeing all these beautiful colors, that means you are vibrating on a higher frequency. Meaning this is the best time to meditate and put out there, manifest what you want. And I'm just like, yeah, but then I pulled out the pictures and all that shit happened. But back to when I was in the room, I just felt so much love, but I just let it out. And it was like a grandmotherly figure. I think it was my grandmother on my father's side. She hugged me so tight. I couldn't see faces, but I felt energy. So that's just what that was. And then, like, fast forward to the end, it was a lot of emotion. I was just like bawling. When I say my whole neck and the covers was soaked, that's what happened. I literally, because my sister said she was going to call me when she got off the phone and the meditation was over. It said you can open your eyes when you're ready. And then the music was still playing. As I opened my eyes, the commercial came on, meaning the meditation stopped. Soon as I looked over, my sister was calling. That's how I know me and her is connected on a different frequency. But back to you.
So I went in the bathroom and I was looking in the mirror and it was like, wake up, like you sleep, like you need to wake up, like it was just like get up. So I finally just like I opened my eyes and I was just looking at myself. I'm like, damn, what? Eyes all puffy, like it looked like I got beat up type.
She looked
puffy,
like she was in when Martin was fighting. That's how her eyes was like.
That was that puffy, but I ended up going in the room. I think I went in the room where Babe was at. And I
At that time, I was sitting up in my phone watching the movie
She was watching the movie, and it's like every room I was going to was a different message. So I went that room, it was a message alone. This room was just like too dark. I just had to go back in there. So after that, I went in this room with where Bae was at, and she cut into me, yeah, in a nice way, just let me know like another message. That's what it was. And then I went on the balcony and I was sitting there. Well, I was standing up for a second. I was crying out there. I was sitting, then I sat down and I text Bae. I'm like, I want to talk or whatever. And she came out and I couldn't even talk. Like, I couldn't really talk. And so she was like, well, I'm going to have you write it down or whatever. And then when you're ready, I'll read it or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I write it down and then I'm like, all right, I'm ready. And she come outside, she like, all right, read it to me. I'm like, no, you didn't say that. You didn't say that part. I'm thinking she was gonna read it or whatever, but
now that I think about it, I think I told her to write it down and I was gonna read it because I knew that if I said I was gonna make her read it, she wouldn't know it.
yeah.
But in that moment, I had to stand firm on how I felt. It wasn't about her in that moment, it was me. I had to put my foot down and be like, it's now or never. Like you said, you want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
But
it took a little minute for me to actually gather myself to really read it. Like, I know some of the stuff that I said in that writing, she probably was like, what the hell? Like, what'd she say? Like, but
you eventually rewrite it.
I read it, and then we went from there, and we finally just, I was like, I'm over this night. Like, I just want to go to sleep or whatever. And I went in the room with Bae to try to get her to come in there, and she finally gave in and came in, but I couldn't touch her. I couldn't do nothing, so yeah.
Y'all, I'm going to say this one thing. Now she go check on the dude. I'm not saying we're not perfect. And that's what another thing is. I like to be vulnerable with y'all. We like to be vulnerable. Don't idolize people's relationships because you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We not perfect, but we ain't in here beating the shit out of each other or nothing like that. We go through our shit just like every other couple. But I want to say that I feel like Shrooms could have possibly just saved our marriage. Not even gonna lie to you. What you think?
Yeah.
This is the one that was making all the noise. So I'm gonna say this: because she tried her best, but I felt like something was off when she just kept trying to switch her energy to positive, because you're supposed to go into Shrooms with a positive energy. I'm naturally a positive energy, and I just knew that her trip was gonna be different from mine. I just knew it. But she kept trying to be positive, and I was just like, okay, let's just go. But this shit got real, and when I say real, it was so much other stuff that we don't care to share, like the details in a letter, the things I said to her after the letter. Like, that's none of your business, but y'all get the gist of everything. If you're gonna try Shrooms, I suggest you do it either with your partner or by yourself, somebody you feel comfortable with, but do it in a house or somewhere where it's not a whole bunch of people. Because had we tried it when we go down to Flint with her friends, it would have probably been a tragedy. Like, if it was anything how it wasn't here, it wouldn't have been good. So I'm glad that we experienced it in a house with each other. Although we had separate trips, it was literally mind-blowing, and it connected in a way. I feel like I can see that a little more radiation in her, like more positive, like she needed to get that off of her, whatever it is. And everybody fighting something, but you gotta work through it. And sometimes the battle is not yours, it's literally, you gotta give it to the source, like, and be vulnerable with it. But I do suggest that try Shrooms. It's going to wake your ass up. Even if you have a
bad experience, try to think of it as a positive way to get through that negative. Like, get the message.
The message. And don't be afraid to ask questions, because you get them answered in doing your trip. You ask for something to be revealed, but ask for it to be slowly revealed to you. Don't smack it. If something going to show itself to you, don't ask it to, slowly get in there. But Shrooms saved our marriage. I feel like that. Anytime they get up and cook us breakfast, baby. Cheers.
I love you. I love you.
We out, y'all. So our next shroom experience.